Good
Okay, good
morning.
morning. Oh,
Go
after
ahead.
you, Amy.
Yes, go ahead. Okay, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. This is the University of Sussex and UCEAP Physics Summer School for 2026 information session. And we're going to hear from the team at the University of Sussex today. And thank you so much for joining us.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Amy, and welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening from us, but good morning to you. So yeah, we're here this morning to talk to you through the Sussex Physics programme. And so my name's Meg Sweeney, and I'm now just going to talk through everything that we're going to be covering this morning. So first of all, Ian will be going over who the team is, who's here this morning, and an introduction to Sussex. And then I'll move on and I'll talk a little bit more about life as a summer school student here at Sussex. I'll then hand over to Jackie, Dr. Jackie Grant, who's here too. She is our academic program lead, so Jackie will be covering everything to do in terms of the academic side of things. Finally, we'll quickly touch on some scholarships in 2026 and our contact details, and then we'll have time as well at the end for a Q&A. So I will now hand over to Ian Fielding, Head of Global Programs.
Thank you, Meg. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Yeah, this is the team. This is the summer physics team at the University of Sussex. All four of us, although there are many more people involved in the delivery, student, staff, academic, and so forth. But these are the key people. These are the important people. So there's myself, Head of Global Programs. As was mentioned, Dr. Jackie Grant, who is the academic lead on the physics summer school. For those of you coming in the summer, you will get to know Jackie very well because you'll probably see her on a daily basis. Jane Smith is our senior officer for global programs and who's waving now. And Jane, you will see a lot over the summer. And then we have my colleague Meg, who started the session. So yes, this is the core team, and we will be with you from this point now all the way through the applications, working with UCAP up until the summer, and then we will see you. So okay, so I just wanted to a little bit of an introduction. I'm not sure how many people are on the webinar from the different UC campuses, but I was recently out in California. In fact, nearly 3 weeks in Northern and Southern California, visiting UC campuses. So it was a pleasure to attend events. I think Santa Cruz, Merced, and Irvine, but also Santa Barbara and Riverside I visited as well. So welcome and hello again to all of those that who may recognise me. So thank you for coming. And for those of you that I haven't met or not at the UC campuses, then hello and welcome. The One of the reasons for that visit was next year is our 30th anniversary of the summer school. So the physics program is really was one of the founding foundations, if you like, of the summer school program and been running for 30 years now. So the visits were a bit of a celebration of that. Meg, I think perfect. Thank you. So just a few stats and information about Sussex as a university. Obviously, there's lots of rankings and league tables out there, but some of the key ones for the physics program. Very recently, we were recognised as joint first in the world for the impact of our physics research, and that was in the Shanghai rankings in 2025. So very, very recently. In terms of our research, 89% of our research was judged as world leading or internationally excellent. And that is through every 4 or 5 years, public universities in the UK have to submit research for it to be assessed for the quality. The most recent one was 2021. So 89% was rated world leading or internationally excellent. We have 6 Nobel Prize winners, and all of those are within the STEM fields. So we have 2 Nobel Prize winning alumni from physics, chemistry, and then one from medicine or physiology. It's called medicine or physiology because that's the title of the Nobel Prize. And then, for those of you who are familiar with the development studies, the study of development, societal development, and so forth, we are first in the world for development studies, and we have been for the past 9 years. So some impressive research and rankings there.
Hey, thank you,
Okay,
Ian.
do
Just
we have the
quickly,
sound?
We don't have sound, unfortunately, because
Uh,
it's not working because of permission. So this video will be downloaded and provided with a shareable link so everybody can watch it following the webinar. Really encourage you to do so because this is a video of previous physics summer school students who visit us from UCEAP talking about their experience and what they gained. So highly recommend that you do watch the video on reflection following the presentation.
Yes, thanks, Meg. Yeah, certainly I recommend. And there's another video which we had a visit by UCAP colleagues in the summer for a site visit of the physics program. And there's another video that will be released, I think, or produced in early January. So there's lots of video content. And for those that also want to hear directly from Jackie, on our physics pages on the website, there's a short video of Jackie talking about the physics program. So lots of content out there to engage with. But yeah, as Meg said, please do take a look at the video. So that's the introduction from me. I'm now going to pass over to Meg, who will tell a little bit more about the student experience.
Great. Thank you, Ian. So, yeah, now we wanted to give you a bit of a background, thinking about where you'll be, Brighton and so forth. So, the University of Sussex is located in Brighton, which we've demonstrated down on that with the orange dot. So, we're on the beautiful south coast of England. And as you can see, we're very close to two major airports in London. One is London Gatwick and the other London Heathrow. So here in Brighton, we have really great transport links, not only by air, but also by rail. So you're very connected to other places around the UK and also further afield in Europe. And just on the map and to the left there in the text, we've highlighted some key places that you might be interested in visiting and exploring. So you've got London, which is only 1 hour away by train. Edinburgh and Dublin are really close too. And yeah, like I say, getting around via train or plane is very easy. So we find a lot of our students do take advantage of being over in the UK, either before the studies or in the middle or afterwards to kind of, yeah, really make the most of the experience whilst they're traveling. We also wanted to let you know about where you will actually be living when you're on campus at Sussex. So you'll be living on our campus right in the heart of it in our newly developed accommodation. And Sussex campus is surrounded by the South Downs National Park. And we're actually the only university in the UK that can say that, which is pretty great. And actually, Ian's background is the South Downs. So thank you for your background, Ian. Everybody is automatically assigned a single occupancy bedroom with ensuite bathroom. And as part of those kind of apartment spaces, you'll have a shared kitchen for self-catering. And we provide you with a full bedding pack as well as a catering pack to really help you settle into your space for the 8-week program. All of this and everything that we have on the screen there is included in your program fee. So you don't have to arrange your accommodation separately. That's all already built in for you. And then a little bit more thinking about your life as a summer school student when you're here. So to give you a bit of a flavour of what things are actually like here. So first of all, thinking about Brighton. So Brighton is a really dynamic, creative seaside city that's very famous for its sense of inclusivity. It's full of cafes, bars, nightclubs, and independent shops that will keep you very entertained during your stay with us. There's lots of live music in local venues. You can enjoy film festivals, arts festivals. And we also have the biggest Pride Festival in the UK, which takes place at the start of August. So you'll be here to experience all of that joy. I mentioned already as well, we are just 1 hour from London. So you really get the best of kind of the countryside, the beach life, but also being very close to, well, living in a city and then closest to the UK's capital city. And then kind of aside from just Brighton, we also have a full social program, which again is also embedded within your fees. And as part of the social program, you'll have campus socials, which can be anything from karaoke, craft night, board games nights. We also run Friday trips. So your teaching is Monday to Thursday, and Fridays are free for you to come along if you so choose to places of historical and cultural interest around Sussex and the southeast. which is a great way to explore with your friends. And then we also provide everybody with a gold gym membership. So that's for your health and well-being, that you can fit around all your studies and all of your social activities. And they're just some lovely photos of previous students all enjoying themselves around Brighton on the social programme as well. We also wanted to let you know, kind of from the perspective of students too. So here are some summer stories from physics students from 2025. So the first person there is Hao Chun. He joined us from Irvine, and yeah, it's fantastic to read that he said that it was the highlight of his academic career so far, and that the program had exceeded his expectations, which we're really proud to hear. He said that he felt that it was easy to get help and support throughout the week. And actually, Jackie will be speaking more to this shortly when she runs through the specifics of the physics program. And then the second person there, Alana, she joined us from Santa Barbara, and it was wonderful to hear that she'd gained practical problem solving skills during her studies. And yeah, she talked fondly about how much fun she'd had in Brighton, how she really made the most of her summertime in the UK by traveling both inside the country and also overseas to new cities, all while succeeding at physics. And yeah, we're really delighted to hear that this was the experience of our students and wanted to share a flavour of that with you. And then sort of thinking now more about the practical elements, about thinking about your next steps and how this all fits in, and yeah, the steps you need to take in order to join us next summer. So from now onwards, and particularly I know in January, your applications will open. So you can start applying to the summer school via UCEAP. And then on the 15th of January, we will be launching, or we won't be launching, UC will be launching the UCAP Sussex Summer STEM and Physics Scholarships, which we'll talk about shortly. So that's early January. And then from February to March, you can then start applying to the Physics Summer School via our own website after a process of shortlisting via UC. And then in March, April, and May, we will be running pre-arrival webinars to help prepare you to start thinking about the program, about the kind of, the traveling, and then what to pack even when we move into the pre-departure information session. And so then everybody who is planning to join us, that will be for you. And then from the 27th of June, we will be welcoming all of you for the start of session 1. And then following that, you'll have the beginning of your summer school experience. Everybody has an orientation together at 9 a.m. on that first Monday morning. So you'll meet everybody for a general orientation that the global programs team will give. And then you'll go straight into your classes for physics. And then over the summer, you'll have a short break in the middle. Your session 2 will begin, and then over 8 weeks, which will absolutely fly by, all of a sudden, the 22nd of August, you'll be departing and returning back to your homes and your home universities. And then that's everything from me. So I'm going to hand over to Jackie now.
Okay, so yeah, thank you, Meg and Ian and Jane and everyone at UCAP for kind of talking through some of the details there and the work that goes into this. Also, I think it's really good as well here to hear kind of the drawing out of the experiences of 2 of our physics summer school students from last year. I think that's really important. So yeah, so my name's Jackie Grant. I'm a senior teaching fellow in physics at the University of Sussex, and I am the academic lead for the physics summer school. And what I want to do here is to cover some of the points that might help you feel more informed, because I think it's not unreasonable for someone to feel a bit apprehensive about such a programme. So what I want to do is help you feel prepared and to understand what's involved in taking on an intensive physics programme over summer. And I'm going to start here with the syllabus. The programme is made up of 2 4-week sessions, so we divide it in 2 with a 4-day break in the middle. And the first session covers kinematics, equations of motion, dynamics, forces, fluids, elasticity, wave motion, simple harmonic motion, sound, the Doppler shift, ideal gases, heat, entropy, and the laws of thermodynamics. So yeah, you will be needing the 4-day break after that. And then session 2, we look at electric and magnetic forces, fields, potential, electromagnetic radiation, ray optics, different types of lenses, multiple lenses, interference, diffraction, quantum physics, and then how that leads to atomic physics, nuclear physics, and radioactivity. So it is a lot. It really is like a year of physics in 8 weeks. But I think, as discussed earlier, and as was drawn out in the student statements, there are lots of opportunity to ask questions and get help from day one. And that's really important, because from day one, you'll be building the problem solving skills and the conceptual understanding, which kind of help make a success of the program. I also want to emphasize there's a big focus on interactive learning in the program, in my lectures and in the whole course, and also kind of the proud history of Sussex as being at the forefront of interdisciplinary research. So there's a lot of focus on biological and medical phenomena as seen through the discipline of physics. Beg if you can move on to the next slide. That'd be great. Yeah, so one thing that obviously you'll need to do this program and succeed is to check your math skills. Maths kind of is the language and underpins physics. And I think it's helpful to know in advance, and also to kind of alleviate any anxiety about what kind of maths we'll be using on a daily basis. So we have this dedicated web page for the physics summer program called Maths Readiness, and you can access it with the QR code. And it has a series of tests covering algebra, trigonometry, vectors, differential and integral calculus. It's got a few video links and some PDF of some practice questions with answers. And I'd encourage you to visit and work through some of these resources. They'll help you build up your fluency, again, so you can make the most of the program, but also kind of help you realise what is expected from the maths that you'll be using. Your home institution or your home campus should have information about the official appropriate level of the prerequisites. But as we get nearer to the program start, we'll be signalling this again, because if you haven't resolved vectors in a while or done some algebra rearranging, and you might want to dust off the cobwebs on that. We're always all relearning things and learning things. So this is a resource to help you develop fluency in that, again, to get the most out of the program. Okay, so I've said the program goes quickly and it's intense. So we're going to look at the timetable next. So the program is made up of 2 4-week sessions. And in each of those 2 4-week sessions, there are 6 assessed laboratories. And those cover the concepts that you'll be learning in session 1, and you'll be writing a report for each of those laboratory sessions. You'll be analysing and collecting data, and then you'll hand that in at the end of that lab, and you'll get it back in time for the next lab in order to build from the feedback. And those 6 labs make up 25% of the credit. And then on alternate days, there'll be 6 workshops, each of which has a short test at the start, making up 10% of the credit. And that's a short test to check that you're keeping up with the concepts and the concepts that you've met up to that point. And then there are 12 lectures, most of which are followed by a problem-solving lecture. And in general, the timetable runs from Monday to Thursday only. But there are 2 Fridays, and those Fridays have midterm exams in the morning on them. And that will be in week 2. So the first midterm is on week 2, and then the first final exam is in week 4. And you can see on the right here, there's an example of a timetable, which includes the core contact hours. And you can see there's 3.5 hours for the labs on Monday and Wednesday, alternating with the workshops on Tuesday and Thursday. The skills class are then in the afternoon. They're run by faculty for you to bring practice problems, talk through problem solving approaches. And then I give the afternoon lecture, which will be the new material. And then we have a problem skills lecture where we all work in groups together, and we'll be presenting on more open kind of problems, solving derivation and the concepts we've just covered. And for me, that's actually kind of a nice, fun way to end a long day of physics. I really enjoy those, and I run those as well. Okay, so next slide, please. So the resources that we provide. So as Ian said, we've been running this program for 30 years this year, and over that period, we've developed what we think is just the right balance of providing resources, contact time for new material to support you as you learn these new concepts, and balancing that with a free time for you to work on your independent study and then occasionally do something which isn't physics but which similarly expands your minds. And we know that lots of students like to take the time to travel while also working on physics in this way. So what we do is we provide the hard copy of the textbook and an ebook, and that links as well to lots of interactive resources to develop your fluency. We provide all the lab scripts with the links of the conceptual understanding from day one. So there's time to do that pre-reading. All the problem sets are provided from day one as well. So again, it shows you the material that you will be covering in the whole course so you can build up your skills and your understanding. And then the skills classes use the practice problems from the book. And we have a study guide which draws all the resources into one place with hints on how to approach the program and contact details. And also links to our online discussion forum, which is our physics tutors at scheduled times twice a day, who can pick up any conceptual problems as you work through those in real time. And we also provide the exam compliant calculator. So you don't need to bring anything to the program except some enthusiasm for learning new things, a little bit of determination, and a little bit of the maths preparation that we spoke about. Okay, so next slide, please, Meg. So yeah, so I want to say something now about our physics department. I love our physics department. It's set in such a beautiful campus. This is our campus behind us. What I want here is I've separated our research area falls into these three kind of clusters. And the picture at the top shows one of our early career physicists in the quantum sensing lab. And this is part of our interdisciplinary research using quantum technologies to measure magnetic fields from neural activity and kind of pushing the sensitivity of that into new areas. This is all developmental work. And our physics department sits next door to the Brighton and Sussex Medical School because we're in a city with a university hospital, and we have really strong links with them as well through our Centre for Clinical Imaging, which sits in our same faculty. We also have a kind of world-renowned Sussex Astronomy Centre, and our astronomers and astrophysicists are looking out to the early universe to kind of understand the nature of our universe and the beginning of our universe. And they use, for example, the James Webb Telescope, and again, applying advanced imaging techniques. And they again work with the Clinical Medical Imaging Group. We have our particle physics group. They're based between CERN in Switzerland and Sussex. And we're also world leaders in quantum computing. And we have a spin-out company with significant venture capital investment in building the first scalable quantum computer. And the other images on this page are from gravitational wave simulations and the analysis behind those to explore the first moments of the universe and heart cells interacting with quantum nanomaterials. And this is work coming out of the labs, which are shown in the two photos, where all our faculty and our tutors carry out their work. So on the Physics Summer School, our tutors and faculty are from these research groups, and they're also part within the program. We organise research lab tours, so you get to visit and see these places and carry out some hands-on research experiments. Last year, we had a summer school student making nanomaterials as part of the start of session 2 work, and we organise talks on these research areas as well, and the interdisciplinary work happening at Sussex. And as Meg said earlier, news just in, literally just in, that our physics department this year has been ranked joint #1 in the world for research impact by the Shanghai Global Rankings of Academic Subjects, and joint 5th in the UK for international collaborations, and we're really, really proud of that. So next slide. So if that's okay, Meg. Okay, so this links nicely into the support that those faculty who are working in those departments and on that research and that interdisciplinary work provide. So all the summer school is kind of run by our experienced faculty. We have a large team of tutors and demonstrators, And what that means is high student staff ratios. And really, it is the only way we can run such an intensive program is to have this kind of organization with, for example, 8:1 as the ratio in labs and 10:1 in the workshops, because and this is kind of, for me, really important. The success, what it does is it makes for a community where we're all learning together. Everyone feels they can contribute. Everyone feels they can ask a question. Everyone feels that they can work in the way that they want to achieve what they want from the program. Everyone feels like they belong. We're all asking questions, seeking advice, and working together. And that works really nicely. And as an example of that, at the very beginning, on day 2, we have this like welcome event with interactive lab demonstrations that cover all the concepts. And it's a nice way to meet the teaching team and the faculty. And we kind of run through those core concepts in like fun and interactive ways before we start the more serious work of collecting data and writing the lab reports. But it's a nice kind of introduction into the underlying conceptual work that we'll be doing. We also kind of threw out, because, people struggle when they're studying, and we want to be there to kind of provide the framework for people to get what they want from the program. And we have review classes following each of the midterms to help people improve on their grades. We offer support and intervention throughout, and one-to-one meetings as needed to help people succeed on the program. So hopefully that's given a taste of what's involved. Looking forward to welcoming you to Sussex. I'll hand back over to Meg, and I can pick up any questions in the question and answer at the end. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jackie. Just wrapping things up slightly now. So, as we've already mentioned, 2026 will be our 30th anniversary year, and we're absolutely delighted that with UCEAP we're able to offer 2 different types of scholarships. So there's the Sussex Physics Scholarships, which there will be 5 of, and the Sussex STEM Scholarships, which there will also be 5 of. And I have just on the screen there outlined the other STEM modules that are offered by Sussex. So we have Exploring the Brain, Hands-on Neuroimaging, Translational Neuroscience, Molecules to Medicine. These are very MRI and neuroscience focused. We then have Ecology and Conservation, Clinical Psychology, Mental Health, and Psychology Now, which are obviously more oriented around psychology, one looking at clinical and one is more of an entry level. So we just wanted to make everybody aware that that these will be on offer in 2026, and as I outlined, the applications will launch in January, but you'll hear much more about that from UCEAP and your home campuses. And then finally, just some information about how to get in contact with us. So if you have any questions, obviously we're about to have a Q&A, so please do either put in the chat or feel free to ask verbally if you have the access to do so. But if you have any questions, after you've digested all this information, then do contact your study abroad advisor. But equally, please do contact us too. You're very, very welcome to get in contact with us. Our email address is there on screen, so it's summer@sussex.ac.uk, and we will be more than happy to help answer any queries from physics or social program or housing, etc. Our Instagram is at Sussex Summer School, so you can follow us there for lots of updates as we progress further along the months towards summer. And the QR code there is actually to take you straight through to our account if you would like to quickly follow us. And you can also find lots of information on our summer school website. So on the next slide, as I move now, that QR code there, that links directly to the Physics Summer School website. So if you would like to have a look at that whilst we're doing the Q&A, please feel free. And otherwise, that's the end of the presentation, and we'd like to hand over to you to see if you have any questions that you would like to ask. But thank you all very much for your time, whether you're here now, present, live, or whether you are watching this as a recording. We really appreciate you joining. Thank you.